What's up everyone, and welcome back to the MMA Zone. Today, let's get started with Leon Edwards will lose to Khamzat Chimaev. Khamzat Chimaev is fresh off a victory over Kamaru Usman and appears to be on a path toward a middleweight title shot. However, given that he moved up from 170 pounds and has yet to defeat a ranked middleweight, many have continued to debate his place among the best welterweights in the world. During a recent video for his YouTube channel, undefeated prospect Bo Nickel weighed in on how welterweight champion Leon Edwards would fare against the undefeated contender given the stylistic matchup between the two.
I think there are guys that are, going to be able to give him some resistance and stuff. But if Khamzat goes back down, that's a freaking tough fight for him.
Tough fight, I agree.
But I think
Islam wants to go up too.
Islam would be a tough fight for him as well, but I think that's really competitive. I feel like Khamzat comes down, he would probably beat him up. But Islam coming up, even though he's a big 55er,
Leon's big.
Yeah. Leon can freaking strike. Cody was able to hold him down a good amount, so who knows? But I think that, and Leon's smart, he keeps his cool, so I don't know.
While there's been quite a bit of debate regarding who Edwards' next opponent will be, it sounds like the welterweight champion will compete against Belal Muhammad in the new year, with Chimaev expected to either fight the winner of the upcoming Strickland vs. Duplessis fight or a top-ranked middleweight before getting a crack at the belt. Next up, let's take a look at Paddy Pimblett gets called out by UFC fighter. Matt Frevola has long campaigned for a fight against Paddy Pimblett. After Frevola called out Pimblett earlier this year, the baddie responded, indicating that he would like to fight Steamroller after returning to the octagon. The way the streaking Scouser saw things, with Frevola sitting at number 15 at the time, a bout between the two would be the easiest route into the UFC's official rankings. Of course, since then, Frevola was knocked out by Benoit St. Denis, and Pimblett made a triumphant return against Tony Ferguson. However, Steamroller hasn't given up hope. In a post on social media this week, Frevola tagged Dana White and Sean Shelby, while indicating that he would be willing to fight Pimblett on his home turf if need be, writing, "I think it's the fight to make, but at the end of the day, Sean Shelby, Dana White, and the UFC need to feel the same. His backyard or mine would be fun." While fans had hoped that Pimblett would return for UFC 300, with he and his wife expecting twins, the baddie has indicated that he's likely targeting a fight in Manchester over the summer. Despite Frevola being out of the rankings after his latest loss, a fight between he and Pimblett will likely attract plenty of attention from excited fans. Next up, let's take a look at Umar Nurmagomedov fires back at Sean O'Malley. 2024 is shaping up to be a big year for the bantamweight division. With a title eliminator between Merab Dvalishvili and Henry Cejudo set for the new year, a highly anticipated rematch between Sugar Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera, and the return of contenders like Umar Nurmagomedov and Corey Sandhagen, there are plenty of exciting fights and fighters in the mix. After Islam Makhachev alleged that Umar Nurmagomedov would beat O'Malley in a fight, the bantamweight champ fired back, writing, "I'll beat the unibrow off Umar." That caught the attention of the undefeated contender, who wrote back, "Pinkhead, to do this, you need to dare to fight with me." Nurmagomedov is currently in the midst of recovering from a shoulder injury that forced him out of his UFC Nashville headliner against Corey Sandhagen. With the undefeated contender still shy of a crack at the title, the hope among fans is that the two will collide in the new year, once both of them are cleared to return to competition. Of course, back in November, while speaking with Sportskeeda, Sandhagen indicated he wasn't too keen on rebooking the fight, which opened the door to a number of other potential matchups for Nurmagomedov, depending on how the UFC handles things. Now, let's shift gears and take a look at UFC fighter sends message to Islam Makhachev and Leon Edwards. Ever since Conor McGregor made UFC history by becoming a simultaneous two-division champion, fighters have continued to look for opportunities to either go up or down in weight in pursuit of champ status. While this has made for some memorable bouts, such as the first Islam Makhachev vs. Alexander Volkanovski fight, many feel as though champions are too eager to move up or down in weight. While speaking on the recent episode of The Fighter vs. the Writer, UFC veteran Alan Juban weighed in on the talk of a potential Makhachev vs. Edwards fight.
But all these guys now that want to go double champ, they want to fight up, they want to fight in a new division too soon. You haven't cleaned out the top 5, much less the entire division, a lot of these guys. And I think you know where I'm hinting, but everybody keeps kind of saying that so soon they win one fight and they want to go up or down and fight. I think you need to clean out the division, and not only to earn it, like the right to do it is one thing, the right to earn to do it, but you need to earn it in terms of you're good enough to go up against a bigger guy
As the Fighter vs. the Writer host, Damon Martin, indicated on social media after the fact, he agrees with Juban. He wrote, "For what it's worth, and you'll hear it on the podcast as well, but I totally agree with Alan here. Champ versus champ fights are supposed to be special. Lately, just becoming a champion seems to immediately lead to calls for a second title. Defend the belt. With the new year right around the corner, it'll be interesting to see how fighters pursue champ status in 2024. Next, let's take a look at UFC Fight Updates. As we look ahead to the new year, let's take a look at some fight updates, starting with a women's flyweight fight between Vivian Araujo and Natalia Silva, which will take place on February 3rd at UFC Fight Night Dolidze vs. Imavov. The bout will see Araujo look to build momentum on an October victory over Jennifer Maia, while Silva will be looking to build on an impressive 4-fight winning streak that has seen her go undefeated in the UFC. The following month, middleweights Andrei Petroski and Jacob Malkoun will meet at UFC Fight Night Atlantic City, which will see Petroski look to bounce back from a first-round loss to Michel Pereira back in October. On the flip side, Malkoun will be looking to bounce back from a loss to Cody Brundage back in September, after he illegally elbowed his opponent in the back of the head. The Atlantic City card is also notably expected to play host to a women's flyweight title eliminator between Erin Blanchfield and Manon Fior. However, so far, the promotion has yet to announce the majority of the card. With the new year right around the corner, the fight announcements are sure to keep on coming. Next, let's take a look at Tony Ferguson receives warning after Paddy Pimblett fight. After Tony Ferguson's most recent loss, the general consensus among much of the MMA community is that the former interim champ needs to retire. Despite that, El Cucuy has made it clear that at 39 years old, he isn't done quite yet. The way former one welterweight champion Ben Askren sees things, after dropping a decision to Paddy Pimblett, Ferguson needs to rethink his future in the sport. He spoke with James Lynch of Middle Easy to discuss El Cucuy's future.
I don't know. He says he wants to just keep fighting. Is it a monetary thing where he needs to keep fighting for the money? I don't know. But, I mean, Paddy does not seem to be that good. He really doesn't. And Tony, just like, he couldn't get off his back. I don't know what his plan was. It was like, he is a wrestler. He grew up wrestling. He knows how to get up. Man, it's kind of his trajectory was so insane because it was like 13-0 or whatever the hell he was for a while, right? And now he's 0-7 or 0-8, and it's like, you need to be done, buddy.
So far, it's remained unclear whether the UFC will look to book Ferguson fights. With his latest loss, he's officially tied BJ Penn for the most consecutive losses in UFC history. Although Dana White, like much of the MMA community, wants to see Ferguson walk away from the sport, fans have also suggested a bout between Ferguson and longtime UFC veteran Clay Guida, who is also in the twilight years of his career. With El Cucuy eager to keep fighting, it sounds as though the ball is in the UFC's court regarding his future. Next, let's take a look at Cody Garbrandt shuts down UFC rematch. After picking up back-to-back wins in 2023 following a return to bantamweight, Cody Garbrandt has proven that he isn't going anywhere just yet. Although Garbrandt called out former flyweight champion Deiveson Figueiredo after his latest win, with former rival Dominic Cruz now more than a year removed from a knockout loss to Chito Vera, some fans believe that the time is right for the two to compete once again. While speaking in an interview with ESPN, the former champ explained why he has no interest in a rematch with Cruz all these years later.
Honestly, that fight doesn't interest me. I mean, where am I supposed to go to do the guy? Going to knock him out this time? That's the only thing that would kind of put a statement, or not even a statement, would top that. But like I said, it's so hard to top that performance. And look, I'll fight anybody. It doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, I think Deiveson Figueiredo coming to the bantamweight division, just having a win over Rob Font, I go knock Deiveson out, puts him right back in the title contention. And that's what I'm here to do.
So far, it's remained unclear when Cruz will return to action. Although he indicated heading into the summer that he isn't retired quite yet, there's been little news on when he'll return to action or who he will compete against. Given his status as a veteran, a fan favorite, and a former champion, the UFC could look to book him a fight at UFC 300 in April. However, from the sounds of things, a rematch with Garbrandt is out of the question. The MMA community reacts to Sean Strickland's insane body transformation. In a recent picture, Sean Strickland looks noticeably ripped and in shape to fight. Here's what some fans had to say about his physique. He's going to destroy Dirkus. Of course he's in shape. Strickland spars all day in the gym. He lives and breathes MMA. Sean's full metal to the pedal. How many title defenses do you see him realistically obtaining? He's getting the champ buff. Never saw Sean Strickland this ripped. Justin Gaethje and Islam Makhachev go back and forth. Justin Gaethje posted on Twitter calling out the champ. He said, "Waiting on the call. Ready when you are, Dana White. Let's see who can kick the other's head off first. Makhachev, Dubronk's had his shot and didn't show up for the rematch. It is what it is." Islam Makhachev responded back to this tweet with a warning and said, "I can do more than kicking. Be careful." Top comments. Conor's just trying to make it seem like he wants to fight. He doesn't. Conor is full of shit. He knew he needed to get into the testing pool and didn't. He wanted to go around it. Too bad. He got treated like all fighters. How is Sterling talking shit about a pay-per-view he was maining? That's his fault as much as it is O'Malley's. Shame. I started to like the guy a little bit. Conor's grandstanding is getting a little pathetic. He's more delusional than we thought if he thinks we believe his wild, mad ramblings. Make sure to leave a comment and you might get featured in our next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to never miss any MMA news. Check out our video from yesterday if you missed it. See you tomorrow.